Okay, so this review for quiz number 1 is part of your red workbook. So on page 20, I chose some numbers that can help you practice for the quiz on Friday. Ready? So number 1, I told you to do all of it. So let's correct all of it. 5 times negative 4, look here. 5 times negative 4 is negative 20 x's. 5 times 15 is plus 15. And this one does not belong to the 5, nor does it belong to anything. For now, it comes down as 7x. It patiently waits to see if anything can be combined. And it can be combined right here. This term and this term can be combined to make negative 27 x's plus 15. So there's your final answer. So you would have got 1 mark for this and 1 mark for that. For letter B, pay attention because this one is tricky for a lot of you. The 12 just comes down, waits patiently until we distribute the negative to the 2 numbers inside the brackets. Now you could say, like, what is that? It's actually a negative 1. But you don't need to write negative 1. You could just say negative times is negative 28. And negative times a positive is a negative 17x. That might be a bit easier. What can I combine? I can combine the 2 constants. So I have a plus 12 minus 28 gives me a negative 16 minus 17 x's. Suivant. I have distribution of the 11 to the 4x and to the 5. And then the 5x comes down to be simplified if it has another 1 like it. This is 44x plus 55 plus 5x. Now let's check. Oh, 44 plus 5, that means I have 49 x's with a constant of 55. Don't forget that I will be testing you on the language of algebra. Therefore, you need to know the coefficient, the variable, the constant, the fact that it's called a binomial, and expression. Voila, last one for number 1, 8 times 2, 8 times negative 4. 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times that is negative 32 x's minus 12. What do I have? 16 minus 12 is 4 minus 32x. Does the order, could I have written 32x, actually negative 32x, plus 4? Could I do that? Yes, because order does not matter. But do be careful. This is a negative 32x, and this is a plus 4, so that's why I can switch them up. This is actually the better one of the 2 because the variable should come first. Any questions? Let's do 2 and 3. 2 says, for the expression 2y7, so can somebody write down, so number 2 right here, who can tell me the expression? 2y to the power of 7
plus y2
plus y squared
plus 3y cubed
3y cubed
plus 9y
plus 9y
plus 3y
plus 3y
to the 4
to the 4, okay,
plus 6.
plus 6. Is there anything that I can simplify here? Is there any terms that are alike and that can be put together? No. No. This one has a 7, this has a little 2, this has a 3, this has a 1, this has a 4. They're all different. So therefore, this is called a polynomial. Polynomial. Polynomial means more than 3 terms. Each term is separated by a plus or a minus. The constant is 6. Now the question didn't ask that. What did the question ask? Question says, find the terms, name the terms, their degree, their coefficient, and the constant. So it is pretty much everything I said. Here's your constant. Your degree is 7 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 4. That's your degree. So the degree should equal 2. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And what else did they ask us? Coefficients are 2. Hello, over here, what is it? What's over here? A 1. So you have a 2, a 1, a 3, a 9, and another 3. Those are your coefficients. Anything else we have to know? Terms. Each of these are terms. So you don't have to really rewrite them. The terms are each of these. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms. What I'd like you to do is number 3. It's the same question, but before you do it, I need you to simplify. Put the like terms together and then answer the questions. Okay? So I'm going to continue to correct page 20. I'm on number 3. And before you can answer the question, how many terms, what are the coefficients, and before you can answer those questions, you have to simplify. So let's find the ones that are the same. Now, the ones that are the same, the terms that are the same, are the ones that have the same variable with the same exponent. So I have to find another y to the 7. There it is. Now look here, please. I have 1 minus 1. That gives me 0 y 7. Okay, so what I did for you right here is I underlined or circled or identified the ones that are similar, the like terms. So look here, the y7 goes with the y7. The y to the power of 3 goes with the y to the power of 3. The 2 y's, so just the y's go together. Those are the ones that I'm able to put together to simplify, to add and subtract. So what I'm going to start with is this one. Pay attention. I have 1 here and I have minus 1 here. So I actually have no y to the 7s. I have none. So I'm going to actually just cancel these out. Next, I'm going to look at the y squared. I have 1 here. It's invisible, but it's there. 1y squared minus 2y squared. You do 1 minus 2, and that would give you negative 1. So that's how many I have left. Negative 1y squared. I move to the y cubed, and I'm like, there's another one here. So I have 3 plus 1 means that I have 4y cubed plus 4y cubed. Then I look at the 2y, and I'm like, there's a y here. There's a minus 1. So 2 minus 1 leaves me with 1y plus 1y. Now 1y or just y is the same thing. This here has nothing to combine with, so I'm going to bring it down 3y to the 4. And lastly, I have a constant left of plus 5. So the question for number 3 was, what are the terms? These are the terms. This is a term, this is a term, this is a term, this is a term, and this is a term. A term is basically a monomial split up between each of the pluses and the minuses. So how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would have gotten this wrong had I said I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I would have had it wrong because I didn't simplify first. Then I look and they say, what are the coefficients? Well, the coefficient is a negative 1, a 4, a positive 1, a 3, and not a 5, because a 5 is not a coefficient, it's a constant. So this, if they asked you what was the constant, you would say the 5 is a constant. If they asked you for the exponents, you would say 2, 3, 1, 4 are my exponents. Yes? Still with me? All this is going to help us for our quiz in 10 minutes. And if I ask you for the degree, you would say 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 4 is the degree. Any questions about that? No? Okay. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So I'm going to put that like this. Next, let's correct 5. And let's just do a couple so that you have them. We'll do the last F, G, H, I, and J. So we'll do the right side of 5, F, G, H, I, J. The question says what? To simplify? It says to combine like terms. Does that mean to simplify, to combine like terms?
No.
Yes. If I say distribution, does that mean to simplify? Yes. So whether they say simplify, distribute, combine, whenever they say something, just do everything you know, which is to distribute and to simplify. Good? So the first question I'm doing is F. F says -10. Are you with me? -10 plus 9, open brackets. What's in the brackets? What's in the brackets? 10x plus 9. In the brackets we have, Alexa?
4 plus 3.
Plus 3x. So let's look here. Look at this. I'm going to carry down the -10x because right now there's nothing to do. I'm going to distribute the 9, so plus 36. Distribute the 9 to the 3, so it's plus 27x. The last thing you do for final marks, for full marks, is the x's go together. So I'm going to have a positive 17x plus 36. I am left with a binomial that has 17 as its coefficient, x as its variable. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, they are. Okay. So I'm going to do G. Look at G. Again, is the 14 going to be distributed? No. The 14 just comes down for a second. 14, wait patiently, don't move while I distribute the -3 to the 4. You're allowed your calculator. -3 times 4 is -12x. -3 times -6 is a positive 18. 14 plus 18, 32. I'm going to put the 32 at the back, and I'm going to put my -12x in the front. Normally, the one with the variable comes first. It's not wrong though if you have it the other way. So I have -12x plus 32. If you have 32 minus 12x, it's the same thing. I just prefer it like that. H. Is this negative powerful?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful. It will change the 12 and it will change the -2x. So now I have -9x minus 12 plus 2x. Putting my x's together, I have a -7x and I have a minus 12 that comes down. And the last question has 2 sets of brackets with a number in front of it. Therefore, 2 distributions are going on. So -12x plus 52 plus 3x plus 12. We have -12x plus 3x is -9x. 52 plus 12 is 64. And that's it for that number. 2 last questions before we do our quiz. Look here. Do you guys notice that this plus sign will do nothing for either bracket? So this bracket just falls off like this. This is okay? Do you understand? There's nothing I have to do with it. There's no number in front. There's no negative in front. Nothing. So it just comes off. This plus also will do nothing to this bracket. So these brackets just disappear. So I have plus x squared plus x. And now you simplify. You try to find the ones that are similar. So I have an x and an x, which means that I have 2 x's. I have a plus 1 and an x squared. If you want to be really exact on how to write this, you should have the x squared first, plus the 2x, plus the 1. This is normally how you would see a trinomial. The highest exponent's here, and then it goes down to the constant. Now here, what's the difference between this and over there? What's the difference between that question, Petros?
They have no multiplication to do. Like, for the negative, it's powerful for that one.
So the negative is very powerful. It's not like the plus that did absolutely nothing for these brackets. This negative will change the sign of each of the terms in this bracket. So this will actually become negative 11x cubed. This will become what?
Positive.
A positive, because a negative times a negative is a positive. And what will this become? A positive x. Now, in this case, what happens to my brackets? They just fall off. 2x cubed minus 7x to the 4 plus 7x to the 5. It's a minus there. I'm going to put like terms together. So I'm going to take another color, and I'm going to show you that to the power of 3 is over here. So my cubes can go together. 2 minus 11 means I have negative 9x cubed. I have to the power of 4 and to the power of 4, so negative 7 plus 4 is a negative 3x to the 4. Yes? And then I finally, there's nothing to do with this guy, so he comes down as 7x to the 5 plus my x. Did I do this right?
Yes.
Was there anything that I missed?
No.
I don't think so. And that's it for the corrections of page 20, which leads us to our quiz.
Page 21.
It's actually page 21. I haven't assigned it to you yet, but I want to show you how to evaluate. So I'm correcting page 21, number 12, where you replace the variables by values. Now, after we do this, if you have any questions, great. If not, you have a quiz today on everything that we learned besides this. Okay? So this will be on your next quiz. So let's look here. I am going to replace in number A, the A by 5 and the B by negative 2. So watch this, because it will help you for your quiz when it comes to the integers and finding the answers to it. So I have negative 2 times A, which is 5, I'm replacing, times B, which is negative 2, minus 5 times negative 2 squared, plus 4 times 5 squared. Does anybody not understand what I just did? So I took each of the letters and I replaced it by the number that they're telling me it's worth. Now I'm going to do order of operations. Order of operations says brackets. There are none. I do exponents next. So I'm going to look for my exponents. I'm going to do this guy and this guy first before I do anything else. So negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4. Now this is a mistake I saw somebody do just the other class. What happened now? They dropped the brackets, so they lost their multiplication. You must keep these brackets to show that it's negative 5 times the 4. And here, same thing, plus 4 times 25. 5 times 5 is 25. I'm going to carry down the next one. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. Negative 10 times negative 2 is positive 20. So far, do I have all of your agreement? You agree with this? Okay, good. Now I'm going to multiply here at negative 20, and this is plus 100. So my last line here is 20 minus 20, which is 0, plus 100. Final answer is 100. So from here to here is a new lesson, because I showed you how to replace a variable by a value. But then from here to here, this is grade 7, working with PEMDAS and working with integers. Let's do B. B says that x has a value of negative 3, keeping it in brackets. Y has a value of 5, and y has a value of 5. Remember, I have to keep the big brackets, because everything that happens in here will be to the power of 2. So let me find an answer in here. Let me find the answer. -6 minus 5 plus 15. Still, let me get an answer. -11 plus 15. Let me get an answer. Oh, it's +4 squared. Final answer, 4 times 4 is 16. Letter C. -3 times m squared. M is -4. Times n. Minus 7 times -4 minus 2, like this. Brackets first. It's -28 minus 2, which is -30. We never use this, so it comes down to become a double negative, becomes a positive. Let's wait. Let's go here. What do I do first? This guy is -4 times -4 is a 16. 16 times -3 times a 3. I don't know what that is. Can somebody help me out? I know this is -48. Can somebody do -48 times 3 for me? Negative
140.
144?
Yeah.
44 plus 30 means that my final answer will be -114. Any questions? Pretty straightforward. Replace the variables by values and do order of operations. Now there are 4 questions on your quiz that don't have evaluate but have integers. So it starts like this. And you need to know how to go from there. Last question. 7 times 3 times, x has a value of 7, plus 6 times y, which is -2. All in brackets minus 2 times -2 squared. Brackets first. 3 times 7 is 21 minus 12, giving me 9. 9 times 7 is 63. Let's see what's going on over here. -2 times -2 is 4. 4 times -2 is -8. So 63 minus 8 is 55. Can anybody find a mistake? I don't think so. I think I did it all right. Does anybody have a question? This will be online this evening. So if you're working and you didn't understand what I said today, you can go through it again.